Hey everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the IHG One Rewards Premier Card. And this is not a sponsored video, but it is something that I feel like Jen and I really did well in our run-up to getting ready to be retired on and move abroad. And if you're in that same position, if you're thinking about retiring abroad and you're maybe 1 to 5 years out, this card is an absolute must-have for you. And there's a lot of reasons why. We're going to dig into every aspect in this video. We're going to be talking about how we spend the points, and I'm going to give you some concrete examples too. This year already, in the first 6 months of us being retired and traveling abroad, this card has paid off so much. Also, we're going to talk about the intro offer. It's a historically good one right now. And I also want to cover off some of the intricacies of the rewards program, because there are some pieces that if you know about them and they're not really widely advertised, you can take advantage of these things and really even maximize your benefits further than you normally could. So, let's get started. Right about 2 years before we were ready to actually retire and move abroad, we started looking up travel credit cards. And there's a ton of them. IHG rose to the top pretty quickly for a lot of reasons, but the first one being the low annual fee. A lot of these cards have very high annual fees. IHG, it's only 99 bucks. And on your anniversary date, you actually get a free hotel night stay. It's part of the rewards. So it pretty much cancels out that $99 fee right there. There's a slew of other benefits, and we're going to get into that. But I wanted to point out why it's important to do this a little bit beforehand. If you can get it a year or two before you're actually ready to go, or even more the better, honestly. But at least 1 or 2 years, it's going to allow you to rack up some points through your normal spending. And we were able to do that too. We basically put everything we had on this card. Anytime we did Airbnbs, which was basically our rent because we were traveling the West Coast, all of it went on the card. What that allowed us to do is rack up a substantial amount of points, so we have a nice cushion when we're ready to go abroad. And we've been using those. I have a couple of good examples that I want to walk you through here in a minute. But another thing that I think it's important to do, that if you have a little bit of time, you can actually set up your spouse as well through a recommendation, and they give you kickback points. So I got the card first, sent my recommendation link to Jen, and when she applied, she got her bonus offer as well. But then I actually got a little kickback. I can't remember how many points it was. I think it's 10 or 20,000 points, something like that. So it's an easy little trick that you can do, but you need a little bit of run-up time because there's a 3-month spending limit that you need to hit on the intro offers, which is what we'll talk about next. The intro offer that they have right now is pretty spectacular. It's about 50,000 points better than the one that we got when we signed up for the card, and I was really actually pretty satisfied with that. And I want to use this as a reference point because we're going to talk about point values and we're going to talk about hotel stays. I'm going to share with you some of the ways that we've already spent points just in the first 6 months of the year. We've actually stayed at 6 different IHG properties, if you can believe that, just in that short amount of time. So what they're offering right now is 185,000 points when you sign up. Now, caveat, you need to spend $6,000 in 3 months in order to get that full $185,000. That seems like a lot, I know. But if you can just spend half of that, if you can get $3,000 spent within the first 3 months, they're going to give you 150,000 points, which is still 30,000 points to the better compared to what we got for the full spend. Long story short, that's a ton of points. And when you see how you can spend these points and the value that you're going to get out of them, they're basically just handing you like a pile of cash just to sign up for the card. Here's a great example. When we first got started, we came over on a cruise from Hawaii to Southeast Asia. We landed in Japan. And the first place that we stayed for IHG was the Holiday Inn Express Kyoto Gojo. And we've done a whole video on this hotel, so you can go check it out and see the hotel. It's spectacular. It's right in the middle of Kyoto. It's a great accommodation, and we booked it for 11,250 points per night. Pretty wild, right? Especially if you're considering you're going to get 150 to 185,000 points just for signing up for the card. And in fact, if you can book at that point level, right around 11,000, 12,000 points per night, that bonus offer all of a sudden translates to 16 nights, over 2 weeks of free stays. We like to use this for just this purpose. When you land in a new country, it's so much easier if you have a hotel for the first few days, even if you want to book an Airbnb or a longer term stay. And the reason is manifold. But first and foremost, when you're filling out travel documents or visas or things of this nature, having a hotel on there for the first address, so much easier. If anything goes wrong, you know you have a place to stay. If you get in super late or you get delayed, they always have staff there. There's a safety measure for your own sanity to book these hotels. And if you could do it on points, all the better. So right after we leave here in Kuala Lumpur, we actually already booked our next stay. We're going back to Thailand and we're going to be landing in Bangkok. So we booked 5 nights there at a Staybridge suite. And we actually used a confirmable suite upgrade. This is part of the rewards tree that's outside of just the basic point structure. It's based on how many nights you stay. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So we used our first one. We got the suite upgrade. It's good for 5 nights. And we booked it at 14,800 points per night. So if you take a look at your intro offer, right, and you view it through this lens, at that level, 14,800 points per night, and I take my 185, 150,000 point bonus offer that I get, you can work that out to about 12 free nights. Again, almost 2 weeks of stays. And there are a ton of hotels in Southeast Asia. You can go look them up, various different countries. I wanted to talk about Japan because people think that that can be expensive. It can be. Thailand, people consider, kind of like cheap, but Bangkok, those hotels can get expensive too. So I want to be able to illustrate that these point levels that they're going to get you hotels for, they're redeeming for really good values. That 185 or 150,000 points that you get on the intro offer, it's actually worth something. It's not just like 1 or 2 free nights. It's like 2 weeks of free nights. So immediately you can see how this card's going to be beneficial. When we start talking about some of the other rewards, I think you're going to be able to even see more. And that's what I want to talk about next. Let's talk about the actual statuses and the different tiers and what that gets you. So first thing they're going to get is they're going to put you in platinum status. Just getting the card, you're immediately going to be a platinum member. That's the second highest tier. There's actually a diamond tier that's higher than that. And I got a little trick for you. We'll wait around to the end of the video because I have a way to get to the diamond status without having to stay for 70 nights, which is kind of the current method of doing it. There is a little trick, a little workaround though, so stick around for that. Platinum though is a great status. And you're going to be able to get things like late checkout. And they let you stay all the way till 2 p.m. It's not even just noon. 2 p.m. is a great late checkout because if you're going from hotel to hotel, usually the next check-in is like 3 or 4 p.m. So if you can stay till 2 p.m., you can eliminate that weird 4-hour gap when you're just sitting in a hotel lobby or trying to get some lunch with all your bags. Nobody likes that. It's not a lot of fun. Another great thing that you get with platinum status, you're going to get 26 times points for any purchase you make at the hotel. So let's say you go to the hotel restaurant. Every dollar you spend, they're going to give you 26 points for. That adds up really quickly. And if you can get to diamond, they give you 30 points per dollar spent. Pretty good. Then there's the one that everybody talks about, which is you get upgraded to suites occasionally if you're on platinum status, and darn near every time you're going to get some kind of upgrade. Maybe it's a corner room, maybe it's just a deluxe room instead of the standard room, maybe it's a view that you get, maybe you get the ocean view or the city view, depending on what's the preferable option. And I can tell you guys, every single hotel that we've stayed at this year, we've stayed at 6 properties, every single one of them has given us some type of upgrade. And we even got a 1-bedroom suite when we were in Coron Beach in Phuket. It's a great benefit, and I can testify to you guys they actually do this. This isn't just some theoretical benefit that you never really get a chance to take advantage of. An exclusive benefit to having the IHG card is that you actually get your 4th night free on stays. And this is separate from the rewards program. So you can be part of the rewards program without having the card, but only the card members get this benefit. Every 4th night that you stay is free, including the ones that you have with points. So you can see how this is already starting to stack. Imagine how much further your points are going to go if every 4th night is free. It's essentially a 25% discount. It plays into how we actually book. Most of the time we will book 4 and 8 night intervals knowing that the 4th night is free. This most recent one that we're doing in Thonglor, we're staying for 5 nights because that's how long you can max out the confirmable suite upgrade. But most of the time, we're 4 nights, we're 8 nights, we're really trying to maximize that benefit. Another thing that they throw in, they give you $120 every 4 years for TSA Pre or Clear, which pretty much if I'm being honest, every travel card offers some form of this 4-year credit, but it's still there. You can still take advantage of it, so I thought I'd mention it, and it's definitely worth bringing up. Outside of just the point benefit that you get, using that to actually purchase hotel rooms, IHG has a separate rewards tree that's based on how many nights that you stay with them in a given calendar year. And for folks that don't have the credit card, this is how they earn status. So in order to get to platinum status, I think you need to stay 40 nights. In order to get to diamond, you need to stay 70 nights. It gives you an idea of how much value that they put on platinum status that they're just handing out when you actually apply for the card. So this rewards tree, it starts at 20 nights, and then it goes all the way to 100. There's some repetition in how the rewards bear out, but I actually wrote down what I think to be the really important ones. Let's start off at 20 nights. This is the one I was just talking about. We got a 5-night confirmable suite upgrade just for staying 20 nights. And we're going to use that when we head over to Bangkok. That's the base level. As soon as you stay 20 nights, that's the first one that you're going to get. At 30 nights, these all go up in 10-night increments. You're going to get either 5,000 free points added on to your stay, or you're going to get a $50 food and beverage credit. And they split this up. You get 2 $25 ones. So pretty nice benefit right there. Not earth-shattering, not as good as a suite upgrade for sure. But this next one is, when you hit 40 nights, you get lounge access. And you get lounge access for the entire year, the remainder of the year that you're in, and then the entire next year. It's a huge benefit. Lounge access at a place like an Intercontinental out here means you're going to have access to breakfast at platinum status, which is normally a benefit that's reserved for diamond members. And you're going to be able to use that in the lounge. Also, they do cocktails and drinks at night, along with the full spread. Well, it's almost dinner. They call it hors d'oeuvres, they call it small bites, but you can absolutely eat it as dinner. You can absolutely just get a free meal every night, along with a couple of cocktails. We haven't been able to use it. We're very close to lounge access so far. We're almost there, and I think we're going to get it in the next month or so here. So we're going to have it for the remainder of 2026 and then all the way into 2027, which is pretty exciting. All right, 50 nights, you're going to get 10,000 free points added to your next stay, or you can get $125 food and beverage credits. Again, it's 5 food and beverage credits, they're $25 each. So that's a significant benefit too. Again, it's not as good as a suite upgrade or lounge access, but still pretty good. 60, same thing as 50, same level. And when you get to 70, now you're going to get 2 confirmable 5-night free suite upgrades. This is awesome. Or you can get another lounge access, which I'm not really sure why you would get a second lounge access. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But maybe if you didn't get it on the 40-night one, you get another opportunity at 70 night. 70 nights is also too where you would re-earn your diamond status. So by the time you hit 70 nights, you're going to have 3 confirmable suite upgrades. You're going to have a lounge access for the remainder of the year you're in and the following year, and a host of food and beverage credits or point value redemptions. And just based on that 10,000 points, for a lot of other programs, you'd be like, no, that's not really worth that much. But essentially, for a lot of stays in a lot of places you're going to be staying, that's a free hotel night. It's a great benefit, and it's not, you don't have to do anything to it. You just, as you use these nights, including reward nights, these are not just nights that you paid for. You're going to accrue all these benefits, and they stack up quickly. We're already seeing them. Super excited to use our suite upgrade. It's so nice knowing that you're going to get that suite upgrade, as opposed to what we've been going through now, which is, what's the hotel room going to look like when we get there? Is it going to be just the standard room that we booked, which you're always crossing your fingers that you get this great upgrade and it's going to be this 1-bedroom suite? It's happened to us once, 1 out of 6 nights, so it does happen. But yeah, like I was saying, you're going to get some kind of upgrade with them. And the rewards program, that tree, is just an added benefit on top of it. One of the parts of this rewards program that I don't think gets enough attention is your ability to buy points. The normal redemption value isn't that great. You're going to get 1 point for 1 penny. And let's use 10,000 points a night for a standard hotel room, which is definitely a redemption value that you can get, as I've shown in some of my examples. At that point, 10,000 points a night is $100. So it's pretty equivalent to what the hotel is going to price. It might even be a little bit more. So why would you do this? Well, 2 or 3 times a year, IHG runs a promotion and they give you a 100% match on any money that you want to spend to buy points. That 100% match takes your effective cost rate down to 1 point for half a penny. Now we're talking. Our 10,000 point room that we were just discussing that was going to cost us $100, now is only going to cost us $50. Kyoto Gojo, the place that we stayed in Japan, perfect example for this one. That was right around 10,000 points. It was 11,250. And I bet if we had planned it out a little bit better, we could have got it down to 10,000 points a night. That hotel normally runs from anywhere from $85 to $100 a night. You figured this out already. If you had bought the points, you can pay $50 a night. It's a huge reduction. It can be as much as half. And so if you can stockpile these points and take advantage of these opportunities when they come up and IHG is doing these 100% buyback promotions or 100% matching promotions, you can really get a stockpile of points. And that's exactly what we did. When we left to go to Southeast Asia and retire and move abroad, we started off with like 2.2 million points. So we are basically not worried about hotels for the next 2 to 3 years, and it's a load off. It's so nice to know that you've preloaded a lot of that stuff. It's going to take the pressure off the first couple of years when you're probably traveling more than you normally will in years 3, 4, and 5. And being able to book these things on points means they're refundable. If you book with cash, there's a whole different set of cancellation restrictions. If you book on points, you just get the points back. It's super easy as long as you cancel up within 48 hours of your actual stay. Another thing about booking on points and why it's great, a lot of times it allows you to avoid any kind of local taxes. If you're from the United States, you've seen this a million times. The advertised hotel room is like $40 a night. You get there, there's $75 worth of tourist fees that you have to pay. When you're paying points, you don't pay for any of that. So it's a real hidden benefit, and anytime that we can pay on points, we are doing that because the fact that we've already front-loaded a lot of these point purchases. I think that that's a part of the program most people miss, but if you take advantage of it, your points are going to go a lot farther, and you're going to get a great benefit out of it. And I mentioned this before, to get to Diamond ordinarily, you need to stay for 70 nights. There is a way around that. We actually also have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. It will give you platinum status as well, but it's not nearly as good as the IHG card for that, for 2 reasons. One, you don't get the 4th night free. If you don't have the IHG card, you're not getting the 4th night free. So Relying on platinum status through a Chase card is not that great. Plus, those Chase cards, $395 annual fee or like $800, $795 annual fee, they're very, very high, much higher than the IHG cards. But they have a little bit of a hidden benefit. Because we were able to start this journey 2 to 3 years before we actually left, we spent time on our IHG card. We basically maxed out all of our point buys. We maxed out all the different various programs that we get into, and then we moved over to Chase the next year because we wanted to start with their travel cards as well. And I'm going to do a video on the Chase travel card, but I wanted to add this into the IHG video because I think it's pretty interesting. A little bit of a hidden benefit. If you can spend $40,000 in a given year on the Chase card, automatically moves you to Diamond. Doesn't matter if you stay one night in an IHG hotel at all, they're going to put you in Diamond. Of course, as soon as I got done editing the video and we watched it for the first time, Jen let me know that Chase has actually raised this now. So you have to spend $75,000 to get this benefit. But there is good news. IHG, on the IHG card, if you spend $40,000 on that card, they will now allow you to get the Diamond status. So the path still remains the same, and it's even easier because you don't need the Chase card. You can do it all on the IHG. Or you can spend $75,000 with Chase, which seems insane. $40,000 a year, it's a hard spend. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. We were lucky because we were doing Airbnbs. So we were just putting all of those Airbnbs on our credit card. We were staying 12 months out of the year in an Airbnb. So it racked up pretty quickly. If you're not able to do that, you're going to be stuck on the 70 nights to get to Diamond status, which is doable as well. So there's still hope for you to get to that status and get those free breakfasts. So outside of the bonus offer, here's how you earn points. It's simple, and I love this about IHG. It's not 14 different categories that you got to try and remember which card am I going to use. They kept it simple. For every dollar that you spend, you're going to get 5 points if you're spending on travel, gas, or dining, which is pretty broad. That's a lot of the spend that we do on a day-to-day basis, and so it keeps it super simple. You get 5 points for every dollar you spend. Everything else, $1 is going to equal 3 points. So that's it. Pretty cut and dry. Not the greatest in the world in terms of what's out there on travel credit cards. There are credit cards that are going to offer you more points per dollar purchased. But for IHG, there's a ton of value in this card. And if you've already watched this video and you've seen the whole thing and haven't convinced you, there's probably not much more that we could do to get you across the finish line. But we really believe in this card. And again, not a paid promotional sponsored video in any way, shape, or form. We just feel like this card is a linchpin for us. It's been really critical into making our entry into retiring abroad and making it so much simpler. Hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free and it really helps us out. We'll see you on the next one.